When it comes to the world of sprint car racing, it's pretty difficult being a rookie, and it's even more difficult being a rookie on World Series sprint cars. And we have with us Steve Caunt. You've been running as a rookie this year, Steve. How's it been going for you?
Yeah, good. We're having a lot of fun, get some great results. Won some B mains. That sounds not real good, I guess, but to us it's the world making A mains. A couple of people thought we wouldn't make A's, and we've proved them wrong, and we're at Brisbane here at the moment. We ran last night well, and we've got a straight car, which is different to when we were here last time, so I think we're getting our head around it a little bit. Yeah,
well, you certainly made the A-mains pretty much straight away. Up in Toowoomba in the second round, you made an A-main straight away?
Yeah, we actually went well in the A until I got a bit too overconfident and clouded the fence, but yeah, the sprint cars, the World Series thing this year is doing really well for us, and we're having a good time and meeting a lot of people around the traps. A lot of fans and a lot of the other drivers have been nice to us and giving us a bit of advice here and there. Trevor Green's out at the moment, as everyone knows. He's been hanging around a little bit, giving me some tips, and it's really nice for Trevor to think of us in that way.
So has he been giving you good tips or bad tips?
I don't think Trev's got good ones, no, definitely. Trev has been giving us great advice. He's been watching us when we go on the track and how I've been driving and the car handling, and Trevor's been positive for sure.
Yeah, because he'd be able to relate to how you'd be feeling in the car, I imagine, and then be able to give you some feedback on what setups to run.
Well, I think he'd love to be back in the car, to be honest, and he's bored, so I think he just wants to help whoever he can, and I appreciate him paying a bit of attention to us.
So something that you have been doing well with this year has been qualifying. How's that been? Yeah, tell us a bit about that.
Well, yeah, I realised a little while ago that if you don't qualify in this deal, you're nowhere. So earlier on in our piece, I thought, 24 to 30, making the invert, winning heats. Well, we're not real worried about winning heats now. We want to qualify well. Then that puts you back in the pack, and now we're getting hassled by the good guys at the back. So it's a no-win effort for me, because at the front you do well, at the back you get haggled. So yeah, qualifying is what it's all about. You've just got to really try hard, and I think at Avalon during Speed Week we qualified out there last group and got really good time. So I guess, you just got to get your head around it. Our crew have been unreal. Gary Lennery's gave us a great car, and it's all about the car. I think anyone can maybe get a car around the track, but if you've got a nice shock package and nice bars and a nice set, I think it helps the driver a heap.
So that's really where you've been working on, sort of the shock package for the qualifying runs?
Yeah, reading the track. You don't want to go out and rip around Brisbane with a real tight car. You'll end up in the fence. You don't want to rip around Avalon with a loose car. Warrnambool, it was on the pole early, then up on the fence. You're a metre off the fence around Warrnambool.
Right, okay.
You run at Parramatta, there's no fence, then you're expected to run a metre off the fence wide open. It gets a bit confusing, and it's really difficult, but you've got to have a nice car under you, and that's the trick. If the car's underneath you and you can feel it, that helps your confidence.
I suppose that's where experience comes in. You've just railed off so many racetracks there. If you haven't been there, how are you meant to know those things?
Absolutely. Last year we probably went to some of them tracks, but I look back on our videos from last year. My young guy Kyle, he videos all our races. I go home, I look at them, I know where I went wrong, I look at what the other guys done to get a result. I look at all the results on Sprint Car World and wonder how people got where they were and study it all. But definitely you go back to a track for the second time, we refer to our notes, our gearing, our set, tyre pressures, stagger, offsets, bars, shocks, and you can pretty well turn up and dial in straight away and then just chase from there. Whereas when last year we were really chasing ourselves all night, which can lead to accidents, and your car looks untidy on the track and then you go away sad.
Well, you're not just talking the talk, you're certainly walking the walk, because you've only been here a couple of times, and last night, it's bang on the money with qualifying. You were starting in the third row. How daunting is it having those fast guys up just sitting behind you? You've got Donny Schatz, Brazier. What's it like?
Well, I don't see cars, I don't see colours, I don't see numbers, but I do look at the grid later on when you're laying in bed trying to get to sleep on your iPhone, studying where you went wrong, where you went right, and you got number one Braz next to you and all night, and Shotsy behind, and Jason Johnson, and you got Max in front, and I'm thinking, hell, this is a tough deal, but them guys, I can race with them. I try to not feed them and look after them guys as far as drive tidy. It's really comfortable to race wheel to wheel with them guys. It's a lot different up the back there, but if you slip up a little bit, you get haggled and you go back real quick, whereas at the front you can make a few mistakes and recover, but it's a learning curve. We're enjoying it, and maybe hopefully earned a little bit of respect, but I guess it's a result. We want results. We want to go further. We want to get further up. We're sort of scraping in A mains now. We don't want to scrape in A mains. We want to get to the middle of them, and then there's other guys here like Danny Reedy and Brian Mann and those type of guys. They're always in the A's. Every A you see, they're there. That's where we want to be, and then work on it from there.
How far away do you think you are from being at that level?
I don't know. To be honest, I think where we got to now was quite reasonable, but it's really hard from here. It's probably real baby steps.
That next step, yeah.
We just got to try and stay away from the crashes. You get on a roll, you get really confident, you get fast, then you have a crash and you get pegged back a bit. We've got to really, really concentrate on... To answer your question, I think we've got a long way to go. We've got miles. Well, these guys like are racing overseas, and you look at Braz and these guys, we're just beginners. They see me on the grid and go, yeah, we can pick him off. I'm sure they do.
And even Steve Caunt says a 5-year apprenticeship, so you're certainly only new to your apprenticeship and doing quite well so far.
Yeah. Look, we're here for fun. We're not, wanting to be world champions. Australian champ doesn't interest me. We want to have a lot of fun and keep the car straight. I don't know. Hey, I'm not going to be Australian champion next year. I don't think that's even an option for us. But let's just have a look in a year or two and see where we're at.
Well, Steve, you're certainly very modest, but I'm thinking, you're running very well this year, and best of luck for tonight's racing.
Thanks heaps.
Yeah, we have to thank Steve for his time, and he has been running very well this year in World Series Sprint Cars, and expect him to see him further up the grid next season.